What on earth is happening in this country? I watched the news last evening and I was saddened in my spirit as I saw in one news item there's a widow who has all these children who are orphans, and somebody, a private developer, is coming to take over their place. I'm thinking, who does that to a widow and to orphans? On another news item, young people are on the streets from one of our universities and they're on strike and there is tear gas everywhere. On another news item, one government institution is fighting with the county government. The county government is pouring all this garbage in front of their offices. And I'm thinking, what on earth is going on? And I had a moment to pray and just seek the Lord's face. And this is the message that God has given me. This is a message to all of us, to us as parents, as intentional parents, to the government, to everyone who has an ear to listen to what God is saying. The first message that God has given me is Ephesians chapter 5 verse 10. We must discern what is pleasing to the Lord. And right now, when God looks on us from his holy heavens, what he is seeing is injustice and righteousness. But it is your responsibility and mine to discern what is pleasing to the Lord and seek out to fulfill it. I will be telling you the call of action at the end of this video. The second message that God has given me is to the leadership. The Bible says in Luke chapter 17 verse 2 that for all those who cause his children to stumble, it is better for them to be wrapped up with, on their necks with a millstone and thrown into the deepest part of the sea. And right now, when we see all the grand confusion and corruption that is going on, it is just a pointer to what God sees from his heavens. And I can tell you, my brothers and sisters, we are ripe for judgment. But God is saying this, there is an iniquity in the courts of heaven because we have messed up with the destinies of children. And anyone who causes children to stumble, it is better for them if a millstone is tied around their necks. And the reality is, we have people who have pushed for the agenda for children in this country and in this continent to be sexualized. And God is saying, time out. Mene mene tekel upersin. God has weighed your leadership on a scale and found it to be wanting. And what is God saying? Realign. If you're in leadership, in the spiritual spaces, in the political spaces, in the economic spaces, wherever you're at in leadership, God is saying, seek alignment. Go back to righteousness and justice, or else he will send his judgment, and he is going to ensure that no guilty person goes unpunished. The third message God has given me is to parents. 2 Samuel chapter 24 verse 24. It is going to cost us something. For some of us, it's going to cost us extra money, extra sleep, extra energy. But we must be intentional to do that which is a sacrifice to rescue the children. We must go out there and do battle. We also must go out there and build. Those are the two things God is saying. We must do battle and we must build. Build structures of righteousness and justice, and also engage in battle to ensure that the forces of darkness, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers and powers of this dark world. We must engage to build. We must engage to do battle. Or you may be feeling like you're the least of this, like Gideon, but God is saying, even with the little strength that you've got, I am going to raise you up, and I am going to allow you to find strength to deliver the next generation out of the death and damnation that has been postured to them. Again, to all of us, God is saying, blessed are those who will lead many to righteousness. Daniel chapter 12 verse 3. God says this is the promise. If you participate in leading many to righteousness, going into schools, going into churches, going into communities, and training children and youth in ways of righteousness. The Bible says, this is the promise, we will shine brightly like the stars. And so this is the commissioning for every one of us, and this is the call to action. Join the UZAO missions team today. Get in touch with us. We are going to provide for you the equipping that you need. You are a strong army wherever you are at. And we are going to lead Kenya into righteousness because God has marked us out for righteousness. He says Kenya is a sheep nation. He says, I have spoken so many promises concerning this land beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. And we are going to stand on the promises of God. So how do you do this? Please get in touch with us. This is the number that you need to get in touch with us. +254 113 093 891. Get in touch with us. I'll repeat the number. +254 113 093 891. Join the UZAO missions team today and let us rescue the next generation. We are looking at the initial 300 people, men and women, young and old, from across this country, from across everywhere where you can hear this voice calling out to you. Let's join together, band together, and take back the next generation back to the pathway of righteousness. God bless you. We can do this because God is Emmanuel. He is with us. Let's go. Take our generations back to the pathway of righteousness. God bless you.